But have a look at how much revenue on the JSE is actually earned offshore. Richmond, 100%. SAPI, 92%. British America, 84%. If you do want to participate in the global economy, if you are scared of South Africa, if you're nervous about South Africa, and I am not from a, this has got nothing to do with a political point of view. In my view, I still think that our economy are going to face a lot of hardships coming up. If you want me to go through them, you know what they are. BHP Billiton, wine, iron ore, oil, copper, coal, particularly coal to China. British American Tobacco produces a cigarette at 1 cent and sells it at R1. It's a narcotic. People are addicted to it. It has a massive, massive margins, and I saw it was on Sam's list as well. Massive margins, a huge dividend yield. It has the strange thing, the more we try to stop people smoking, the more they do smoke, but it's mainly in emerging markets that they are actually expanding.
I'll buy anything if I feel it's properly discounted. So, you know, David showed you Standard Bank. You know, up until last month, Standard Bank was in my top 10. But if you've looked at what's happened to banking shares lately, you know, it's still in the fund, it's just not in the top 10, so you don't see it anymore. And SAB Miller, which was a stalwart for us, you know, prior to the second half of last year, is still in the fund, but significantly lower. So there's no mandate. I'll buy anything, to be quite honest, and if I have to look like the market, I will if I feel that the market itself is cheap.
So there's also the historical issue here. We in South Africa quite often don't realise that we are part of a globalised environment, and we've got to realise that things have changed a lot. That's why I go to Davos. In the last 7 years, South Africa's come from nothing to the star of the show this year. In the last 7 years, China's come from ignored to what will China do. The world has changed. 1/5 of all people on this planet are Chinese, and another 1/6 are Indian. India's natural percentage of global GDP is between 16 and 20%. China's is between 20 and 30. They're both sitting at a fraction of it. Africa's percentage of GDP, and I'm saying natural, this because this will take us over many centuries. Africa's percentage of GDP is between 6 and 8%. We're sitting at under 2. So we're rebalancing. And you know, the guys are telling you about investing in shares now. I don't know what's going to happen in the next year or in the next 2 years. But what I can tell you is that there are mega shifts happening in the world.
As I showed you there, gold equity everything has its time in the sun. And you know, a year ago, gold equity is riding a crest of the wave. Remember, from November to February, November 08 to February 09. Gold equity came into its own. You know, in fact, the only part of the market that was doing well was gold equities. And at that time, fear was very high and people were very risk averse. I think that could happen. Now, what is investing? Investing is just really the probability of an event based on what you think could happen. And I think somewhere in the future you have to build insurance in equity portfolios. And that's why, as I said, I have gold. It's a grudge purchase because I think we've gone up a lot. If you asked me 12 months ago if I wanted gold equity, I'd say categorically no. I mean, never ever, you know. I would be standing here saying, you know, you'd be silly to go into gold. But given where we are, I want some gold. Now, given that I think gold equities lagged, and they've already adjusted for Eskom and the costs, because the reason is clear, they have to lag. The cost, declining grades, simply put, declining grades and increasing costs like Eskom and others, means that they should lag, but I just think the gap is way too wide. But it's contrarian in nature, so I wouldn't want you to read into this that I'm an ultimate bull on gold. It's not the case. It's certainly a case where you have to be fully invested, and I think prudently a portion of your money should be there. Now, I'm pretty sure David would say, well, gee, I've done so badly, I just avoid it.
I'm laughing here because, and Alec will know, we were in the studio one night and Izzy Bakker came in, and he came in full of, he was beaming, etc. It's finally broken.
SMSs,
yeah, gold through, you know, in other words, buy gold, etc. So he came into the studio, I was so impressed with him, I bought my wife and my son, Harmony. And I came back, told him I bought Harmony. This is what Izzy said. Next week he came and says, no, I've changed my mind. And he came back and said, beware, I've changed my mind.
It was probably late February 2009.
So how do you go back to your son and when you buy for family, there's a lot more emotion than anybody else. Still down.
In the longer term, when I see people in China who've got their natural place in the world is to have an economy which is 3 times, relatively speaking, the size that it is today. They're going to have to get there by using real things, not by using financial engineering, not by using services, but by using actual stuff that we have got here in our country and on this continent.